What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Geek Hound. G Show to the future, motherfuckers! Oh my God, I can't believe we are here live, finally doing something that I wanted to do for a very long time, and that is stream like this, powered by Streamard. It's been a long time coming, all right? A very long time coming for this. I didn't know how to go about doing this, where we can have the pictures instead of just a static picture. I could actually manipulate the podcast as we are live. And thanks to my brother Rob, the co-host cohort, we made it happen. It took a whole week, but we made it happen. And now that we have made it happen, let us begin the yapping. It's Miller time. Let me introduce you to the co-host, the cohorts, because I could never do it alone. I mean, I could, but I won't. Starting with the man I just mentioned, Shinrab Jira, my brother. How the hell are you doing?
Oh, I'm fantastic. At my desk with a nice mic, nice and propped up with good drinkies on the side. I'm fucking ready to yap. Let's go.
I'm ready to yap. Also joining us, he was also here with us, helping me out for the past week. Except for Wednesday when we did when we made it work. My brother JR, what's going on?
Hi, I'm the only one you can see.
Go fuck yourself. Hi.
But I'm used to it. Be a man.
Well, we would have been on a half hour ago, but JR.
Yeah, I was being a man. I was,
took a sweet ass time getting here. And last but not least, I can't believe he's here. Been a long time since he's been here. My brother Gam Z1, the person who's got us all together in the first place. What's going on if he unmutes his mic?
Oh. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? I am doing just fine. Thank you very much. It's beautiful Friday over here. I am enjoying what I can legally do here in Montana. Not going to say it out loud for the internet to hear. Don't do drugs, kids, but there we go.
Yes, let's not do that. Let's start, actually. Let's get on the show. Let us go, is what I'm trying to say. So I guess first topic I want to start with. It's probably one that you know what? No, we'll start with this one. Because this one kind of bothered me. In a sense, I had no idea what this game was supposed to be. They showed it like 2-3 years ago, and I'm like, okay, it's a Transformers game. I'm ready, but what is it about? What are we doing here? And this week, the Transformers Reactive game gets canned. And not only does it get canned, which was freaking crazy, they showed footage. Rob had shared footage with us, about 6.5 minutes worth of footage on freaking X that blew me away. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, they canceled this? They couldn't get it together? They couldn't transform all their problems into something that would have been what? For the love of God, the savior, if you will, the comeback, the return to form for the Cybertron games. Because damn it, when I tell you, I watching the freaking the gameplay, I was amazed. I was blown away. I really loved it, and now I'm fucking sad that we don't get it. But Rob, what did you think about this when they canceled this game?
I wasn't surprised much. I think the last update we had was that teaser that was either shown or leaked or whatever, but it just seemed like most people in the fandom just kind of knew after a while that this shit was going to get shit canned. I mean, it switched developers once during production. Beyond that, it was restarted a couple of times. A lot of money sunk into it, and yeah, it wasn't surprising seeing that headline pop up that Transformers Reactivate was canned, because bro, I've heard more from my fucking father, and he's dead.
This motherfucker, holy shit!
Hey, man,
man,
I can make the jokes.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I love it.
You know, that where here we go. I'd get my pen and get ready for the digress counter, which eventually I'll get up on this thing too.
Oh, that's gonna be badass, dude.
Oh my god! All right, what is today? Today's the 10th. Today's the 10th. No, I agree that it's just a damn shame. I don't know, man. I really love that footage. I really did.
Yeah, it looked promising.
Games, man. What were your thoughts, if any, on the cancellation of this game?
So, from what I heard, while the gameplay did seem pretty promising, it also looked pretty pre-rendered. A lot of that trailer / teaser or whatever. And I don't ever trust pre-rendered shit, ever. And then I also heard it was going to be a live service game. And while not all live service games are bad, a lot of them are. So I don't even know what kind of state this game would be in if it ever came out. Like, I feel like even if it did come out, to even be worth anything, it would have to come out free to play or something like that. But it getting canned, just like Rob, I'm not too surprised. It was in development hell for a long time.
Yeah, see, I completely forgot about this game up until it got canceled this week. Completely forgot about it. So I was hoping, like, when we did see something from it, good news, release date, a better trailer with more Transformers. That's what I was hoping for. I will say, I did look it up. The 2 figures that they made to promote this game, a Optimus Prime and a Soundwave, that were going to be based on the in-game models, they have shot up in price since this happened. Because, yeah, they're now figures based on lost media.
They'll just toss them in the Studio Series and call them concept art figures eventually, I think.
You know, it's a damn shame if you ask me.
Absolutely.
It's a damn shame. Speaking of asking people, I'm going to ask JR, my resident Transformer fanboy.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
No, JR, honestly, I know you never been into Transformers like that, but you're a gamer, man. What was your thoughts? I mean, you knew the game, you knew it was coming out,
yeah,
you knew about it. Well, what's your thoughts?
Well, I watched the footage that was talked about that Rob shared. Watched it today, and it's 6 minutes. Very alpha. Like, the cutscenes were running at like 8 frames per second. Like, it was rough. But I'm kind of angry. Like, I'm not a Transformers guy by any stretch of the imagination. But yo, that gameplay, I see what they were trying to do. And I would have fucking played that. I would have fucking played it. It looked fun. Every time you transform as Bumblebee, it makes the fucking sound effects. Oh my god. It was gorgeous. Hey, yo. But yeah, no, it was awesome. I dig it. I really wish it would come out. Now, whether or not it was going to be a live service game or not, I probably still would have played it. I'm going to be honest with you. The guns, like when he was Bumblebee shooting the guns, and the movement mechanics, the jetpacks and stuff, I could see something like it's like a hero shooter, like Overwatch, but good. Transformers. I was liking it. And it's a damn shame that it's getting canceled or is canceled. Because it's a mech game that I've always kind of wanted. Because there hasn't been a mech game that's come out recently that's scratched an itch. Whereas this Transformers game, from that footage, I'm like, yeah, I would have played the shit out of this. So it's an unfortunate thing. I really do hope the developers move on to better things because y'all did a good job. The concept, it was there. The gameplay, it was there. Yo, imagine that. Hear me out. It definitely seemed like open, right? Imagine like a Battlefield-style Transformers game like this. 64 players. Objectives. Go do your shit. Autobots versus Decepticons. Man, we were robbed. We were robbed. I'm pissed.
I mean,
Cool.
I feel like the more Gears of War style gameplay that the Cybertron games had led to a more fun online experience when it comes to Transformers. Personally, I feel like
that's fair.
I feel like they could lean in more like towards maybe even the Space Marine angle and have hack and slash elements as well to make it even more fun.
And that would have been awesome. But what's also awesome is you're mixing, and this is a huge point here. They're doing Twisted Metal Black Sweet Tooth the game. You're mixing vehicular combat with mechs. You can transform. You can drive around shooting in the car form, or you transform. That's dope, dude. It's giving us something. Well, it was giving us something that was unique, and that really hasn't been done before. So, cancel that shit, throw it in the trash, get it together, be a man.
It's a damn shame. That's all I gotta say. That's really how I feel. It's a damn shame. It felt like the Cybertron games. It really did. It looked like it. It looked like it. I was more intrigued with the story. I wanted to know what they were trying to set up, but now you're saying it was a live service game. That makes me angry because y'all know how I feel about live service games. I tend to not play them at all.
Yeah.
So it would have probably been a hit or miss for me. I don't know, but it's just, yeah.
But that's a problem. We'll never know now.
We will never know. That's true. But you know what I do know, JR? I do know. I know that somewhere down the line. Okay, hold up before I do it. I got to get used to this.
I know, dude.
I get used to it. I know that somewhere down the line, Game Pass might blow my face off. Why? Because Activision Marvel games are coming to Game Pass. Is this real? Is this real, or is this a fever dream?
It's up in the air. Like the guy that I sent you the video to for this thing, like he said that he heard it from like an insider source. So like this is technically a leak, but with all leaks, you take it with a grain of salt, of course.
I can't take this with salt. I need pepper. I need salt, pepper, oil, vinegar, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano. I need all that. I need it Mike's way. You know what I'm saying? I need the whole damn Jersey Mike sandwich with this. I need everything. Because look at the lineup that this shit has.
Oh yeah. It looks, if this is true, we are so back when it comes to gaming, preservation, yes. Xbox, all of that.
That's my point, the gaming preservation. Like, I'm an asshole. I traded my Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I should have never done that. But at that time, man, I buy a game, I play the game, and I'm like, I can still get some money for this game. But I messed up. I traded it, and then that game cost like fucking $95 to $100, and I was like, I'm not buying that for that much.
Even though it's one of the greatest Spider-Man games ever made.
It really is, though. It really, really is. Like, I if this is true news, I cannot wait to jump back into that, and then finally get to play Shattered Dimensions and
Edge of Time. Oh my goodness, yes. These two games, I am so excited if they come to Game Pass, because despite them being linear, not every Spider-Man game needs to be an open world game, in my opinion. We can still have level-based linear games, kind of like Spider-Man on the PS1. That was one of the most fun games on the PS1. The Neversoft Spider-Man game. And I feel the same way about Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time. Like, those are some top tier. That was when Beanox was at its best. And then they fell off with the Amazing Spider-Man tie-in games, but we don't talk about those.
Oh, I didn't
Forgot
even
that
know
was a
about that.
thing.
Was that from the movies?
Yeah, the Andrew Garfield movies. They had they had the dude who voiced Donatello in the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon voice Peter in those games.
It didn't work?
It did not work. No, and the games were pretty glitchy and broken.
There's got to be a
And
YouTube.
they were pretty blatant Arkham ripoffs as well.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, Insomniac Spider-Mans are blatant Arkham ripoffs, but they're still great.
I mean, Amazing Spider-Man, funnily enough, copies even more from Arkham than what Spider-Man PS4 did.
Oh, shit. Okay. JR, what are your thoughts with these, if this is true?
Well, they're missing Spider-Man 2. I mean, come on. I bought that for the original Xbox like a couple of months ago. What are you doing? Come on,
It
Xbox!
seems like these games, with the exception of Friend or Foe, funnily enough, because that one's an interesting one, because none of the other movie games are here. None of them. Not Spider-Man 1, 2, Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, any of them.
I think that's because these aren't the movie licensed games. And
But that's the thing.
Didn't Activision publish these?
Yes, Activision published all of these. They also
And
published
Activision
all of the
is
other
owned
Spider-Man.
by
Microsoft.
Exactly. So we can get these. I'm just saying, Spider-Man
No, that
2.
makes sense.
I think they need to go through Sony as well for the movie licenses to get those games back.
For now. I mean, there's literally a ticking clock on that one. But
again, it's still really interesting with Friend or Foe being there, because Friend or Foe is based off the Raimi movies.
Yeah. But I will
You got
say,
Raimi Spider-Man, Raimi Green Goblin, all that. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna turn into a Deadite. Swallow your soul.
We love Sam Raimi. Go ahead.
I know. I love Sam Raimi. No, I think it's dope. It's interesting as well. X-Men Origins Wolverine. The movie sucks. The game's good. The Deadpool game I don't remember too much of. I played a couple of these Spider-Man games back when Hollywood Video existed. I would rent them for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. Yes. I am 30, and I do remember renting games. I miss that. I miss it so much. And then you could buy the games at a discount later. I digress. Oh my god, that's one! That is one!
Ding, 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 ding.
It's dope. I love it, and
that's one. Hang on. That's one. Somebody's gonna chirp in real quick.
Oh, what happened?
Thanks, Rodan. Appreciate you.
You know he had to.
That's it.
But no, I'm gonna say from my personal point of view, Ultimate Spider-Man's better than Spider-Man 2 anyway.
Oh, so speaking of Spider-Man,
What? There he is. I will stop resisting Game Pass if these are legit Spider-Man. Welcome to G-Show to the future.
What up, Spider-Man?
Like, it's dope. It's dope. It's games that have just like these games in the aftermarket have skyrocketed for their respective consoles.
Yes, true.
So it just gives you an opportunity to play them. If true, the cloud. Listen, that's garbage. Console, yes. And I could just play them on my PC? Shit. I have options to play these. I can pick between my Xbox and my PC or some shitty tablet. I like that. And I've only played probably like 4 of these, in all honesty. X-Men Origins Wolverine and Deadpool. and I believe it was the Spider-Man with all the Spider-Mans, the 2099 and Black Suit. And
Shattered Dimensions, yeah.
Yeah, I believe I played those. The X-Men one, I've never cared
Play
about
Ultimate
X-Men.
Spider-Man. It's one of my favorite open world Spider-Man games of all time, and also play Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I might have actually. Is Ultimate Spider-Man the one that's in a comic book style?
Yeah.
Yes, and you also play as Venom.
Played that. Yeah, I've played that as well. So 4 out of these, I'm open to playing through them all. I'll stream them. Shit, if I could just get them on Game Pass on my PC, I can stream them from there. Why not? It's content. It looks fun. This is, god damn it, Sony, you fucked up.
You go stream your Spider-Man and stop trying to save Gotham.
Listen, I tried to save Gotham on Christmas, but it was Arkham Origins. So
Dude, if this happens, how fuming would you think Sony would be? Because of their borderline monopoly on the character for the past few years that they've had.
But that's over now.
Well,
There's talks that they're selling Spider-Man to Marvel. They're done.
Really?
It's talks, but I don't know how true that is. I'll believe it when I see it. That one is still one of those. I'm like, Sony can still make a buttload of money. The problem is they're making shit movies. We're gonna talk about Sony and movies in a little bit, but the problem is they were making shit Spider-Man tie-in movies, and that was their problem. But the Spider-Verse makes $1 billion. They just got to do that again. That's it. But Rob, what do you think about this? If this is true?
I really want it to be true because I really want to play Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time again. I really want to experience Web of Shadows and X-Men Origins Wolverine for the first time. I really want to play Ultimate Spider-Man again. Deadpool, I mean, I'd be happy to play that without paying for it. So there's that.
It's a fun game.
It's fun after one playthrough, and then it kind of just loses. Anyway, I'm happy. I mean, I would be happy if this all came to be. It would definitely give Game Pass some fucking steam behind it because, not for nothing, I enjoy Game Pass. I enjoy the Game Pass deals, but Game Pass hasn't really felt like whole in a while. I don't want to say worth it because, you know, in some senses, yes, but I can't remember the last time Game Pass released a game that I was excited for and I played for more than 2 days. And right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 games that I would install and play the fuck out of. So I want this to be true. Game Pass needs a little bit more steam to it, and this would definitely hike that up.
I mean, a lot of Activision's back catalog is licensed titles. So Microsoft might be making some hella deals behind the scenes that we don't know.
Could be.
So let me ask, speaking of Steam, like, could you not get any of these games on Steam?
Currently, I don't believe so. I would have to go back on Steam and look. But that's something to also remember is back when a lot of these games came out, is they were designed for the consoles and not as much for the PC. So even when they were released for PC, they were super buggy. Like, borderline broken. Like, for instance, a great example, the original release of Dark Souls on console, fantastic. On PC is garbage. It was really that remaster that fixed it for PC. So that's one of those things. It's like, these games being released for PC means they have to go in and actually fix the games.
Okay.
Which could also be overcome with modern day hardware as well. I mean, my system, it would fix a lot of problems.
From what I understand, I don't think any of these games, except for maybe Deadpool, is currently on Steam. Because a lot of them just got delisted because Activision lost license to these games long time ago.
Yeah.
Back in the 2010s, even.
Yeah.
But I think Deadpool did get like a remaster / re-release on Steam.
And then Spider-Man comes in. Steam ports of Ultimate Alliance games are awful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, that's how it's been. especially with the PS3 360 days, is the PC ports of games were garbage for a very long time.
Oh yeah, that's because they were still like coming out on like PC installed discs that you'd buy at Walmart or whatever.
Yeah, they weren't. They were just thinking of consoles during the development cycle too. It's one of those things that ended up happening, and now we have a chance possibly to actually play them, but good.
You know, the CD discs for your PC and all that stuff it brings me back to one of my favorite games on a PC that I don't understand why it's not out on a console, especially in this day and age. And that was Jedi Knight, the first one. Dark Forces. Wait, was it 2? Or was it? Oh my God. It was Dark Forces. Shit. Or was it? It might have been a fucking might have been an expansion pack. Damn it, I gotta look that up again. But it was the one where I believe you could play with Mara Jade. And I was like, oh shit. It was a long time ago. It was a very long time ago. You go to the Valley of the Jedi. It was nuts. Or the Valley of the Sith. Anyway, it was nuts. My take on all of this is Web of Shadows, yes. Yes, please. I gotta play Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time. I gotta give Deadpool a go around at least once. There were many times I was gonna buy Deadpool, because it was on the digital store for like ever, and I was looking to buy it. X-Men Origins Wolverine. I bought it. I traded it. I moved to Vegas. I found it, bought it again, and never ever let it go. That is one of the best fucking games I've ever played. I like hack and slash wise. It's like God of War, Wolverine Origins, Wolverine,
And it's gory.
It's gory.
It's gory. Like, it's so good.
And I love the fact that I can play as X-Force Wolverine in the black and gray costume with the red eyes, which is my by far favorite fucking Wolverine look. Oh, I love that game. And I was telling the fellas here, the cohorts, before we went live, I was going to play that game this week. I was going to grab it and pop it into my 360 and go for it. But I saw a video on Grand Theft Auto 4 and I realized that I haven't been to Liberty City in quite some time. And while I wait for Grand Theft Auto 6 3 years from now, I might as well go relive everything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with driving around Liberty City, especially the places that look like where I came from. Like, oh shit, there it is. I'm just having a good old time with my good friend Nico Bellic. But I digress. That's one.
This guy.
Rodan, what you got to say about that?
That's not Rodan. What is this shit?
That's really good. So, Rodan, you took a halls. I love it.
I love the potential this brings as well, because if this is legit and these come out, there's also the chance that Microsoft could be in talks with Hasbro to get their Transformers games on Game Pass.
Yes.
And
that's exactly
some other licenses that maybe they didn't get the chance to this time around. Like I hear there's a couple of X-Men games that Activision made that aren't on here. I think they're called X-Men Legends. X-Men Legends 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And they're not on this list. So maybe down the line they could get those on Game Pass as well.
Let them, you know what? It's not even a drip feed, because you've got a lineup here, if it's true, dropping all at once.
Drop them all at once. Yep, I agree.
And then you do a wave 2 and a wave 3, because Microsoft's thinking to the future, man. As much as I hate the demise of physical media, shit, at least someone at Microsoft Activision still has a copy of these. They could just upload them to the Microsoft cloud, and then we could just download them and play them. That's what all it is, essentially.
And that's exactly like what Game Games just said. If this is real, this will pop off. because you got a huge fan base of old school gamers like myself that just want to go back and play these games, and we can't because either A, it's too damn expensive, or B, your 360 is about to become a brick.
Yeah.
You know,
Or in the case of Ultimate Spider-Man, you don't have an OG Xbox or a PS2 to play it on.
and that's that. Thank God I have.
Listen, y'all just gotta hit me up. I know a guy. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you want some games on a console? I know a guy at this point. I'm not kidding.
Well, I'm saying, and if this goes well, if this is real and this pops off, then yes. Could we get them Cybertron games? I mean, I have them hard copy. I still got the physical copies, and I literally played them last year. I played them. My biggest beef was they did not have escalation mode because the servers were down. Bullshit. I don't want to hear that because you could play escalation by yourself with bots. So there was no reason. That should have been on the disc in the game itself. Very upsetting. But if you were to bring them back and have escalation on there, then, you know, I totally forgive you. I love you to death. I thought I was going to get rid of my Game Pass last year when they went up. I have not gotten rid of my Game Pass. I don't even use it like that. I don't, but I haven't gotten rid of it.
I'm actually starting to get into, doing Microsoft points, where you just play a Game Pass game for like 15 minutes, and then you get like 300 points. And, if you save up enough points, you can get things like Xbox gift cards and stuff like that. So, way to get free games.
No, listen, I was doing that like 3-4 years ago when I was a achievement whore. But the last couple years, I stopped doing all that stuff. So I was like, well, whatever, I just play. And not only that, but Microsoft, you sons of bitches. I've got like 5,000 fucking points, but I can't access them because the email that I used was like a very old email that I have no affiliation with because it was on like AOL. All right, and I try to tell these people that shit, and the credits don't switch to my account.
You could probably talk to somebody at Microsoft about that. Maybe they could do something for you.
Well,
you did.
I did when I was changing my email to what it is, like my main email. But
yeah,
that's neither here nor there. If this is true, this is glorious. A wonderful news. If this is true, absolutely wonderful. And I think this would be the shot in the arm that Microsoft needs to, get people back, to get people get Game Pass again, to get
really up the value of Game Pass.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And it'll put Sony to shame because, there'll be more people playing Spider-Man on Xbox than on a fucking PlayStation 5.
That is true.
That is true.
Very.
All right. Well, speaking of Sony, as I try to make sense of the future here.
The future! It's uncertain, unknown, Superman!
Speaking of Sony and the future. Here we go.
Future!
Oh, would you look at that?
Fuck off! That's funny. That's funny.
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more? Let's not beat around the fucking bush here. Helldivers, which I have not played, and I am debating. I have a gift card that I can use for a year of PlayStation Plus, and I would be able to buy Helldivers with it also. My thing is, I don't know if I will like Helldivers, and then I wasted this money that I used for nothing. So I'm
from my perspective, I think that from all I've heard, I haven't played it myself, but all I've heard is this is one of the few live service games that's actually good.
Hold up. Am I the only one here that's played Helldivers 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is fucking unfortunate.
Yeah. My brother, my nephew, a couple of my friends, you, brother Chase. Brother Chase played it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to get it. We'll get together. It is a glorified Starship Troopers, and that's what this movie is going to be. Starship Troopers, the sequel.
Even though it already had 2 sequels, apparently. I saw them on Tubi.
No. It did not. It did not.
Listen, not it. They didn't even make a cartoon, all right?
They did nothing.
That.
After Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers,
yeah,
nothing happens.
Not that Casper Van Dien came back to.
He did it. Him and his Ben Affleck alcoholism did not come back.
Right.
For a third movie. Nope.
You know, with you mentioning Paul Verhoeven, that brings me to the question: who do you think would be a good fit to direct this?
Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Sony.
Paul Verhoeven passed away.
Sony. Come on, Sony. I love you. Come on.
You direct?
Oh, I could direct a fucking. Are you shitting me?
Oh, no. Paul Verhoeven's alive. He's 86 years old. And
yeah, Paul Verhoeven's making a movie right now.
Yeah. You know what?
It ain't this.
Hear me out. Sony. George Miller.
No. Oh, fuck up. No.
Oh, dude, that would be kind of based, though. Hang on.
No. I have to disagree because George Miller doesn't understand satire. And literally Starship Troopers and Helldivers is satirical in nature. You gotta... James Gunn. James Gunn loves killing people. Loves killing shit.
I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. Furiosa is fucking Thor. He plays a very satire-ish dude, bro. He's a fucking...
Really?
Yeah. He's a nut.
I gotta watch that movie someday.
That's good. Did it make my list or did it get bumped? I think it got bumped. But
it got bumped.
But it was up there. It was top 5 when I first saw it.
And I remember Helldivers 2 was my number 10.
Got bumped.
Like, good game. Now, it transferring to a movie, yes, the Paul Verhoeven Starship Troopers connection's there, but there's more in Helldivers than just that. So it's one of those instances where you would have to definitely get a writing team and a director who knows their shit, because there's different factions that the United Earth Federation, whatever you want to fucking call it, is fighting for. You know, we're spreading managed democracy at the end of the day.
Super democracy at that.
Let's just do it. You know, there's now a zombie faction, there's cybernetic faction, the bugs, and then some other third one. I never go up against them. They're fucking shit. So it's one of those things, because there's not really a narrative in Helldivers 2, more so Helldivers 1. There's a narrative, but in Helldivers 2, it's literally a live service game, and you're just spreading managed democracy throughout the universe. And that's okay, you know, you gotta have democracy, because at the end of the day, what are we without democracy? We fall apart. So we have to spread it by force.
I love democracy. I love the republic.
This is what you do with the movie. There's so much, and the humor in the game itself is your teammates, the players, constantly dying and just being replaced by another number. Just like Starship Troopers. I could see a good writing team, a good director, playing that angle up. Starship Troopers had the basis, and this is obviously a spin-off of that, even though they're Starship Troopers games, but they don't play into the satirical nature of the films. Whereas this, 100% you play that game. It plays it up. Get a good writing team, get a good director, get 2 fucking writers. Get a solid director, a solid cinematographer. I could see this becoming something absolutely amazing. Because Sony, they've done what? The Last of Us TV show, and then the Uncharted movie, and the Twisted Metal.
That stupid secret level Sony episode.
So, Helldivers 2 could be a hit, in my personal opinion, in all the wrong reasons. Because it's someone like me who's super satirical and would get that angle and not buy into the, oh, it's just soldiers fighting monsters in the galaxy. No, we're basically fucking forcefully taking over planets and murdering and terraforming because democracy. You gotta get someone that'll fucking understand that, and you gotta get a team of people or an audience that will understand that humor. Because that's what happened to Starship Troopers. The humor was lost, and then the movie flopped, became a cult classic. This could be another one of those, and I don't want it to, because it's so rich in what it is schlock. That's what it's just fucking schlock.
Yeah. The problem is, everybody keeps saying, oh, they're making a Helldivers 2 movie. No, they're just making a Helldivers movie.
That's okay. Because Helldivers 1, it was an indie studio. They're the same ones that got bought up by Sony and developed Helldivers 2, but it was the same thing. It was very satirical in nature. It was very Starship Troopers. The problem was it wasn't a third-person shooter at all.
So basically they're gonna maybe take the plot of the first game and make a movie out of it?
And I hope so. Because the whole plot of the second game, plot, in quotations, is we spread managed democracy. We took those planets and continue to go. So you're starting out with Starship Troopers. I mean, Helldivers.
Rob, you were seeing this movie?
I mean, as of right now, no, because I know next to nothing about Helldivers, and I could give a shit less, but if the trailer's fire, yeah, I'll go see it. But other than that, it's like, I can watch this at home. I got it on Blu-ray.
That's how
from a base level. I don't mean to be pig-headed or anything like that, but yeah.
Wait, y'all just have it on Blu-ray? You don't have the 4K collector's edition steelbook like I do? What is wrong with you?
No.
Why do you hate democracy?
I don't know.
Because democracy is being hijacked by JR right now.
Sorry.
Just like democracy. But as I move on,
You digress.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Look, Helldivers movie, it's nothing but a remake of Starship Troopers. I'm okay with that. Here's the problem. Sony, this doesn't work. Why do we continue to do it? Why do we continue? Oh my God, I just realized the music's still on. No, it's not. Why do you continue to do it? Uncharted was terrible. But you know what? I'll give Sony this. This wasn't from one of their studios, right? If I'm not mistaken, this is from like Insomniac Games or whoever makes fucking The Last of Us. And
well, it's a studio that was indie at first, made the first Helldivers, and then Sony bought them up.
Yeah. But what are they known for outside of Helldivers?
Helldivers.
That's it.
Yeah, nothing.
So Helldivers 2 right now is making the splash, and it's not even a splash like something like God of War or fucking
I mean, it won a few awards.
Oh no, what I'm trying to say is it's B tier. You know what I'm saying? You've got all these Sony exclusive A tier, and then it's B tier. You know what I mean? It's like, again, it's a $40 game, right? A $50 game.
It's a B movie as a game. Yeah.
Yeah. It's schlock. That's what
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like,
I'm saying it's not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying it's not a AAA title.
It's a double A title, yeah.
It's a double A title that just so happened to make it. Because I'll be
Yeah.
All joking aside, you know what movie I'd rather see Sony fucking make? Earth Defense Force.
Yes.
I'd much rather see the motherfucking aliens attacking Earth and giant ants and giant spiders and giant queen ants and giant king spiders and then frog aliens, then fucking humanoid aliens and all that shit and UFOs and then other UFOs. I want to see and motherships. I want to see that. And then squids. Like it's fucking nuts.
Get Roland Emmerich to direct it.
Yes.
no.
And then at the end of the movie, right? You get the title card again, Earth Defense Force, and then the subtitle, Independence Day 3. Yes, I'm so down. I'm fucking down. You kidding me? Because they did it. There was a giant alien with a machine gun in Independence Day Resurgence. Won me over. Guess where there's giant machine gun toting aliens? Earth Defense Force. It's there.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's right fucking there. That's the movie I'd rather see, but whatever. I'm interested because I do like Starship Troopers. I remember seeing Starship Troopers in the movie. It was the movie made right then and there for me. It was perfect. I had a blast. And I could watch it every now and then. Like, I'll throw it on once every 7 years, maybe. 5 years. Let's say 5. We'll give it 5. Even 5.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
No.
But I don't know. I want to play this game. I do. I just don't know if I'm going to like it. So what I'm going to have to do is go to my brother's house and tell him, bro, move over. Let me set this up for me. Let me play this shit so I can get a feel for it. And if I like it, I'll go home and I will do what I got to do to be able to jump on and play with you, with my nephew. Because my nephew's been like, bro, you got to get it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend the money. Because there's a Starship Trooper game out right now, Extermination. And I really want to play that. But I don't know.
I haven't heard anything from that game except for its trailer. Like, I don't know if anybody liked it or not.
I just know it exists.
Yeah, no, it came out like 2 months ago, I want to say. I think in November. I think mid-November it came out. And,
Radio silence.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm one of those dudes where I'm like, yo, I like this. I like the way it looks. I'm going to buy it. I didn't because, it's mid-November and it's the holiday season. And my wallet is broke. That's no joke. I'm fucked up. That's why. Yeah, man, listen, I'm not going to sing. Not going to sing, even though there should have been a singing episode.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh, look, Game's here. We didn't hear Game sing on the singing episode, but
That is true.
Wait, what? We're singing? I like singing.
I can show you the world.
it's crazy that he knows that, but he doesn't know Hakuna Matata. I mean, I
don't know the rest of that. I just know that fucking part. I didn't watch The Lion King. Leave me alone.
Gam.
You need to watch The Lion King right now, dude.
There was a live stream a couple months back where our good friend Spider-Man was posting Hakuna Matata, and JL reading the comments just read it. He didn't know what he was doing.
I didn't know. It was great.
It was the death of the G show.
Well, this is the rebirth.
This is G show to the future. But you know what this is? Moving on. All right. I want to talk about likings. I'm liking the likings. So let's do this. Hey, everybody. I'm going to get this right. I swear to God, this is day one. This is the first one. But,
Okay.
Bam. 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 Let's ask the question. The question on everybody's mind. Let's ask the question on everybody's mind. Who's gonna flop harder? The Wolfman or werewolves? I start with you, Rob.
I mean,
Sorry, Game Guys. I start with Rob.
Well, I think werewolves is going to be the harder flop. To be completely honest, I mean, January, we all know it's dump month. It's the month where studios dump their movies that they don't have faith in because, football season and all that. But ever since Scream, that one Scream movie came out in January, some movies have been doing pretty well in January, which, it's not unfounded. It's not, a fucking rarity. But maybe, just maybe, Blumhouse's Wolfman does some fucking numbers. I mean, the marketing sucks. They completely fucking butchered the goddamn transformation scene by making it a whole fucking teaser.
Yeah.
So maybe not, but I would personally like it if the Wolfman succeeded and did very well. It's a Blumhouse movie, so I know it probably wasn't made for much. But I would prefer if Wolfman succeeded, just because if that succeeds, Blumhouse does more. And so far, I mean, The Invisible Man was fucking pretty cool.
Really good.
And I would prefer like more cool Universal-based monster movies come out. And I know there's a lot of naysayers for this Wolfman movie so far, but it still looks interesting. It still looks like they're doing something worth a damn. And I would prefer to keep that around versus it flopping and then we see nothing ever again,
No, I agree 100%. And don't get it twisted. The image I'm using here for the Wolfman, that's not the Wolfman. That's the wolf guy that bites the main character that's supposed to turn into the Wolfman. I don't have high hopes for this movie, but I do have hope for the movie because, like you said, The Invisible Man was good. I loved the take on that. I really did. And it could totally fit in a real world environment. It kept the scares, but it also kept you guessing. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And we know that, Frankenstein is coming out. Guillermo del Toro is doing it.
The boy.
I wish it was a Blumhouse thing because, good God, I would have loved to see a Blumhouse version of Frankenstein. Because I don't know why I love Frankenstein, but I do. If this succeeds as a creature feature from Blumhouse, then, I mean, I really would not want to see The Mummy next. But can somebody, and I know it's supposed to be happening, but could we get a creature from the Black Lagoon? I'm asking, I'm begging. I'm going to start a fan club. That needs to happen. It needs to happen. And if you could do it in like a Blumhouse style, good Lord have mercy. What are we doing here? Why are we wasting our time?
Well, maybe they want to wait a little bit further because Shape of Water is still somewhat not old.
No.
Ish.
No.
So maybe they want to wait. I mean, I do know that The Mummy is next because the writer went on Twitter, was just like, here's my script. It's going to be full horror, not an action adventure, which I'm hyped for.
Wow.
But
going dark.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of fucking excited for that because fuck Tom Cruise and whatever hot mummy mommy was. But yo, I'm hyped. And I know they're not going to just straight out. Well, they might, but it's also Blumhouse, so I don't know. I was going to say I don't know if they're going to outright cancel it if this movie flops, but I want a horror-focused mummy movie again. It's been too fucking long.
It really has, because the Brendan Fraser movies were not horror-based at all.
No, they were a little spooky here and there, but for the most part, it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy those movies. They are fun for what they are. I haven't watched them in a long time. I don't know if they aged right. if they age well, but I did enjoy those movies. Like I
Oh
have,
yeah.
you know. But the thing again with Blumhouse that I like is cheap budget, right?
Yeah.
Cheap budget, reap the rewards. I just don't know if this is doing it. And I think, like you said, maybe it's marketing. Maybe it's marketing because this movie seems like it takes place in a house and in a forest. How much money did they shell for that?
Let's see, shall we? Let's take a look.
Wait. Before you give the budget, if you find it, let's get a random number. All right. So I'll start with you, JR. What do you think the Wolfman cost to make?
30 mil.
Okay. Wow. Okay. 30 mil. 30 mil, says JR. All right. Gams, what do you think the Wolfman cost to make?
I'm gonna say 15 mil because I know Blumhouse likes to be cheap.
That's in and around where I was going. I was going to say anywhere between 10 to 15. I'm going to start about $12.5 million.
Well, the funny thing about that is you're all wrong. I was
Damn.
surprised.
What
$3
happened?
million.
Allegedly, the movie's budget is only $7 million.
Holy shit.
So even if this were to
God.
fucking flop, it's still gonna make that shit back because the budget is apparently $7 million.
And there's the power of both Blumhouse and surprisingly Illumination, just randomly, because they both specialize in making movies for so dirt cheap that no matter what, they're gonna make a profit.
Yeah, and
What
I
happened?
mean that's one of the reasons why I like Blumhouse so much. Whether it's good or bad, it'll make its money back in a weekend. And not for nothing, horror has never needed $100 million budgets.
Yep.
Genuinely, I don't think so. I mean, unless you're going out there. But yeah.
No, I totally agree with that. Horror doesn't need $100 million budget. Wow, $7 million. Rob, would you do me a favor and look up what Werewolf's budget was?
This website,
it's
Movie Motive, says that the Wolfman 2025 movie has a $75 million budget,
What?
which
What?
I doubt very seriously.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
can't see Blumhouse putting that much money out at all.
Yeah, but ultimately the overview says that no information about the budget is available, but a couple of people were reporting just 2 days ago that it's got a budget of $7 million. But we'll see. We will very much see. Now, Werewolves.
Werewolves, which I watched.
2024.
I didn't hate that movie. I didn't hate the movie. This is
Werewolves was made on a ham and a couple of forks and plates.
Give me a
That's
number.
how that movie was made.
Give me a number.
You ready for this? Because the CG was okay, but they used a lot of practical stuff. Frank Grillo was probably the most expensive actor in the movie.
Okay.
I mean, they did have Lou Diamond Phillips, though. I mean, fuck, what the fuck, Lou Diamond Phillips? I haven't seen him since Young Guns. Here's my number. I'm gonna say Werewolves cost $5.5 million.
JR?
700,000.
Ooh, low ball.
Gams?
I have no idea about this movie other than this dope-ass poster that is right here in front of me. So I'm just gonna shot in the dark and say 1 million.
Gams was the closest. The movie cost
Really?
$2 million to make.
What? What?
Fuck. 2 million.
And it made a total gross of $1.8 million.
That is
So I
a
lost money.
crying shame.
Yeah.
They should
earned-
just call me, dude. I'll shave a dog and glue the hair to a man.
You shut up! You shut up! I don't never want to hear about that bullshit again, Justin Long looking motherfucker. You shut up!
So It earned $76,000 in the United States, and
Oh.
unfortunately released alongside Y2K and Pushpa 2: The Rule. And
Wait, was that a Bollywood movie? That sounds like a Bollywood movie.
yes, it is actually.
That's like a Bollywood movie.
Yo, it lost against trash.
It lost against Y2K and Pushpa 2: The Rule.
Hey,
It earned over $1 million in 1,351 theaters.
Holy
It's
shit.
opening. On its opening with a total gross of 1.8 million. So yeah.
That's a shame. That's a
It
shame.
is.
I can't wait to watch it on Tubi.
No, it's.
I would love if that thing came on Tubi. Let's be honest.
The concept is fun.
Oh, it
You
is.
idea that a super moon turned people into werewolves?
Like,
Without being bit, just this a giant super moon turned people into werewolves, and now it's a year later, and the super moon's coming back, and everybody's trying to find a way to not look at the moon. Just don't look at the moon. And they're trying to find a cure. And dude, it was like I dug the fuck out of that shit. I really did.
I don't know how people didn't go to the theater from this poster alone. It just looks so cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I watched the reviewer that I do like. I forget his name. But I like him. And he said this is not a movie that they made to try to win any kind of awards. This is the type of movie they made because they watched movies like JR was saying before. Go to Blockbuster, go to Hollywood Video, bring that shit back. JR said, I'm 30, I'm old. Shut the fuck up. You ain't nothing. You a baby. You still in diapers, you little baby. You ain't nothing. My old ass, we ain't have none of that shit. We had to find mom and pop shops with that had VHS. Pegasus Video, rest in peace. I love y'all. Thank you, Sal, for all of the fucking movies you provided. And Mortal Kombat. You put Mortal Kombat up in the front. Anyway, I digress. That's too. Oh shit! Sing it, Rodan. Thank you, my brother. All that shit, bro. It is a throwback to the let's just make a fun fucking movie for no other reason than to make a fun fucking movie. And the budget right there proves the point. That budget proves that point. Cheap ass movie made on the fucking fly. It was dope. It was dope.
I will say I have my reservations about this Blumhouse Wolfman movie. I haven't seen The Invisible Man from Blumhouse, but I've heard good things. But I have a very particular attachment to the 2010 remake of Wolfman. I know it's 14 years old and I should get over it, but I love that movie. It had the guy from the Rob Zombie Halloween remakes, or it could have been Anthony Hopkins. I confuse those two a lot.
It was Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, it was. It's okay.
You were right.
I love that movie to death. So this has a lot to live up to, and that design for the guy who bit the Wolfman, who was Anthony Hopkins' character in the 2010 remake, I'm not impressed yet. So,
well, that is also a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I get the clearest thing you get to see of this dude here is in the trailer. He's the one that's trying to smash the windshield of the car. I think that might be. Fuck! I hate this movie already. It's driving me crazy.
We gotta watch it, dude.
Honestly, though, you really do. You really do. And I agree with Gam Gams. That 2010 Wolfman movie was fucking fantastic.
You know, I never watched it.
Oh man, it's
really good. It takes place in Victorian era England, and like I said, it's got Anthony Hopkins.
Isn't it just a straight up remake of the original 19?
Yeah, it's a remake of the 1930s movie. Yeah,
it's an R-rated version of it. It's so good.
I'll check it out.
Benicio del Toro plays a great Larry Talbot.
Benicio del Toro.
But here's my thing, right? Like, The Invisible Man was good for what it was. Me personally, I don't know if I want a Blumhouse Universal Monster universe. The
They're
Invisible
not really
Man
doing the universe. They're just doing the movies now.
Yeah, but
now.
like, the Invisible Man, it was fine for what it was. It was a stalker ex-boyfriend that was a super genius and created a suit that refracted light. Great. It was okay. It was an okay suspenseful movie. And I watched the trailer for this and I'm just like, yeah, it's an okay looking movie. I don't know. Maybe it's just something like you of course, like you can do your own things with these IPs, but it's just I'll just go back and watch the 30s and 40s and 50s versions, man.
Well,
like
I do agree with that, JR. I do, because as someone who bought and owns the Universal Monster
the Blu-ray set.
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray set.
So do I. The big ass box set that even
includes. I didn't get
include.
that one. I didn't get that one.
Oh, you did it?
I got the individual collections.
That it's still not bad. The one I got even includes the Abbott and Costello ones.
Yeah. My friend one does that, but I bought them individually because I was buying them as they came out.
That's not bad though. It's not bad.
And I agree with you. That original Wolfman movie is a fucking genius. Those movies in general, like all of them, those are the original Dracula, the original Frankenstein, the original Wolfman, the original Mummy, which I'm not too much of a fan of, but damn, it's good. And then obviously I already said it, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's just like,
oh, dude.
But
that's the second best one.
There's something about those movies, and it's not because they're in black and white, but it's something about those movies is there wasn't horror. This was like the beginning of the fucking movie age, right? Not the beginning of cinema. I shouldn't say that because we got our silent films and we got Nosferatu.
Yeah.
But it was the beginning of this chilling feeling in the theater. Like it would get under your skin. And of course it all exploded when The Exorcist came out because, people were like throwing up in the theaters.
Oh,
but those movies are classic, and now, like Rob said, Blumhouse is not making a universe. They're making these standalone films that can all, if you wanted to, live in the same universe that never ever have to connect or cross over. And what they did with Invisible Man, very cool concept. On a age-old story. It's the same fucking thing. If you think about it, scientists create something to make them invisible.
Yes.
That's its core what it is.
I mean, but does it have Kevin Bacon?
No.
Look at Hollow Man. I hate that movie. I don't know why.
Listen, you say
was the
Kevin
movie.
Bacon, and I think of two things: Tremors and Bacon. There is no in between.
Oh yeah? I'm gonna blow your mind right now. James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
I haven't watched it.
Yo, watch it. Trust me when I tell you. This is James Gunn. You can't go wrong. Speaking of James Gunn, I don't have a thumbnail for this, and I am going there. I don't give a fuck.
I can't. I have 2 episodes left. My man.
How do you go 2?
Well, I didn't get to watch one last week.
You didn't watch the fucking origin of Dr. Phosphorus?
No. I've got that one
that?
and then the final episode.
You didn't get to see the fucking 1.5 second of Batman standing in the skylight with the light?
No, we talked about that last weekend. And I was like, yeah, that's animated Batman.
Depressing that dude's origin was?
Not yet. I will tomorrow.
Well, if you didn't see that, you're really gonna be depressed when you see the origin of Fish Girl.
Don't listen.
Fuck!
She's my bae. She's wifey to me. Don't. I love her. I fucking love her, and I don't want to be crushed.
I got 2 words for you. James Gunn.
Yeah, I know. I fucking know. That's why he should make Helldivers and not fucking shit that I care about.
When I tell you I watched that episode yesterday, and I am not lying when I tell you there were highs and lows on the emotional fucking roller coaster. It wasn't that the show sucked highs and lows. It was highs and lows. That man put me through the fucking ringer with that fucking episode. I sat there like, good God Almighty. And as JR runs away, because he doesn't want to hear what I got to say, because I was going to spoil it. I didn't give a fuck. But I didn't drink enough yet. So I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let him watch it. And I'll let him get in the chat tomorrow and scream and type all his shit and do his thing. But I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all not watching Creature Commandos, do yourselves a favor and watch it. It is so fucking good. I mean, so good. It is so good. I shit you not. It is like, to start off this new DC, well, Peacemaker, I would say, started off this new DC universe. But this show is fucking perfect. And seriously, from like episode 3 on, it's banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, as we're talking Universal Monsters, fucking Frankenstein is ridiculous in the show. Like, I don't mean like ridiculous, crazy, dope monster OP shit. He is very OP, but he's just a ridiculous goofball. And David Harbour plays it to perfection. To perfection. And I'm a fan of DC Frankenstein. I'm a big fan of DC Universe's Frankenstein. But what James Gunn envisions him to be, as opposed to what I've read in the comics, it's night and day. The comic book Frankenstein it's Frankenstein, but it's a Frankenstein with a heart. It's a Frankenstein with a soul. It's a Frankenstein that, understand what it's like to be human, and there's a lot of nuances there. James Gunn's Frankenstein is all about, I just want my bride back. And it's fucking nuts. He's a goofball. David Harbour plays it to perfection. I love it. There's nothing wrong with that show. Nothing. The only thing I could say that's wrong with that show is that it ended. The season finale was yesterday, and it made me cry. I was like, no! Oh, I cannot wait for season 2. I cannot wait to see if they actually put these characters on the big screen. We already seen one with the Weasel. We've seen the Weasel in Suicide Squad, in James Gunn's Suicide Squad. So I implore everybody, if you had not seen Creature Commandos, go watch Creature Commandos. It is fucking dope. But that's all I got to say about that. Rob, did you have a peek at Creature Commandos?
No, I haven't partaken just yet. I only just saw the screenshot of Batman with the thunder lighting him from the back, looking all badass and shit, and a couple clips of some glowing skeleton dude walking through a tank and flipping people off and burning right through their skin. That's all I've seen.
Dr. Phosphorus, man, he grabs a dude to shush him, basically from behind, like he covers his mouth, and then like his hand just goes right through to his neck, like to his neck. And it's just like, this is so awesome.
See, I saw that, and I'm like, are they doing an episode on Blight from Batman Beyond?
So that's right, exactly. So JR, we just explained how everybody died, and they all got blown up in Latveria. That's not true. That's not true, because Latveria is a Marvel. That's where Dr. Doom is from.
What Dr. Doom? I thought Latveria was Age of Ultron.
No. Latveria is Dr. Doom's stronghold.
Yeah, that's where he rules over. Because he's like,
Eastern European country. I got it.
But Eastern European country and Creature Commandos, bro. There is a scene. This is why I love James Gunn. No spoilers whatsoever. But there is a scene, because this episode is about Eve. I think her name is Eve, right? I think her name is Eve.
Yeah.
It's about her. They literally mirror the creature from the Black Lagoon when he's swimming underneath the girl that's swimming in the lagoon.
Yeah.
They do that. It was so fucking dope. I was like, yeah, I'm with it. It's It's great.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna check it out tomorrow. She is my favorite character just because she's just creature of the Black Lagoon, girl, and confused. Like that's it, and I love it. I love what James Gunn did with this. I swear to God, I'm gonna say it now. I don't know what happens yet. If she dies, I'm not watching Superman.
Her.
I'm not watching Superman.
I just told you everybody dies. Why don't you listen?
Yeah, I know who doesn't die.
No, her origin story, bro. That shit. Listen. G.I. Robot was one thing, right? The Weasel was one thing, right? Fucking Dr. Phosphorus was really a thing, right? You didn't see that one yet. But her origin story, I'm not going to say it's the most tragic because the way it plays out is she did what she felt necessary. She won. You know what I mean? Like, it was good. It was so good. But good God Almighty, when I tell you I fucking loved it, it's so good. It's so depressing. It's so James Gunn. That son of a bitch brought Starro back, and he put it on everybody's face, and now they're all in the next season going to kill the Justice League. It's so good.
Listen, there was already a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and it flopped, and nobody's playing it, and they're shutting it down.
Yeah, you know what flopped harder than that?
What did?
Transformers Reactivate. Oh!
That is true. Which
it flopped so hard it didn't even exist.
It really
You
didn't.
know, I heard that Marvel Rivals is popping off pretty hard.
Yeah, I hear that. I have a couple of friends that are playing it, and they're loving it, and I'm just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I can't fuck
Don't care.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump to the, I believe, final topic. Yeah, the final topic of the day. While I, again, figure out how to use, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Seriously, I'm excited for this new format.
Bro, I was just outside. It's fucking snowing.
That's a beautiful thing. I wish it was snowing out here. It's just cold.
Yeah, you don't want snow.
I do. I don't mind shoveling snow. I used to do that back in Brooklyn.
That is true.
We got like 2 feet over here, maybe even 3.
Shut up! It's like light spritzel here, and I'm pissed. I'm like, fuck snow! But I didn't know my curtains closed, and then I walked outside, and I was like, why is it snowing? What is happening?
Like it snowed for like a good week straight here recently.
Does this snow in Jersey?
Yes, it snows in Jersey.
That's terrible.
It is.
I bet it smells bad.
No, that's Staten Island. No offense to anybody in Staten Island, but y'all all know. Y'all live in a landfill. I'm not making that up. That's not me being a dick. Staten Island, there's a whole section of Staten Island on the motherfucking right side of the highway that was the landfill. I used to live there when I was a kid, 2nd grade. My parents decided, let's move to Staten Island. We moved in the summer of my 2nd grade year. I hated it. I fucking hated it. We went from the summer to before Thanksgiving, and we were back in Brooklyn. Thank the fucking Lord.
That's good, dude.
Although, give credit to where credit is due. In Staten Island, right across the street from where we lived, was a strip mall, and in that strip mall was 4 Bridges. That was the name of the place, 4 Bridges. It was like a oh my God, what do you call one of those
roads?
No, not a road. It's a store. It's a big store, but they call it a thing.
A mall.
It's not a mall. It wasn't a mall. It was a
super center.
No, it was a flea market.
There we go.
There we go. It's like a flea market. And in that place, in 4 Bridges, in that flea market, as we were leaving about to check out, there it was. The first Godzilla movie I ever owned physically. Godzilla versus Megalon.
Ew, what the fuck?
Bro, what do you fucking want? I'm in the 2nd fucking grade. You weren't even born yet. You weren't even spawned. You weren't even sperm.
That's terrible.
You weren't even
just remember my first Godzilla movie, and it was Invasion of the Astro Monster.
What a pile of shit.
Listen, Invasion of the... That's my favorite. What's wrong with you?
I tell you.
I'm pulling your leg.
I love Invasion of Astro Monster. Destroy All
dog.
Monsters is the worst version of that movie.
I swear to God,
Destroy All Monsters is the worst version of that movie.
y'all are fucking just wrong. That's the problem.
Hey, listen,
Nah, bro, they ain't wrong.
yeah, listen,
You're all wrong.
listen,
Nah.
listen. Final Wars got it right.
Final Wars
Because they
got
brought
it right.
They brought back the Exilians instead of those stupid Kylax.
Exactly.
What's wrong with the Keylax? The Keylax.
The Keylax my nuts. Fuck
The
out.
rock lizards.
This is not shit on Godzilla time. This is time for Sony's next big venture. Dun, 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 dun. That's a
More
Sony-
filier?
Here we go.
Oh, no. What is wrong with what the fuck? This is the last.
What? What?
Oh, this is gonna be a roast.
Aloy goes to Hollywood. What?
Yeah.
It's legit. I played this.
I know.
Yeah, I went to the Hollywood Hill sign. You could go there. I was there. I played it. Sony, in all its infinite wisdom, actually did the right thing by stop making Spider-Man spin-off movies. They did the right thing there. They understood that making a movie like Morbius with no background credentials makes no sense. Making a movie like Madam Web. What? Come on, man. Seriously.
No.
Madam Web. They realized that was a mistake. That was a blunder. That was a big blunder. You know why they made that movie? Because they had a couple of the actresses there, the actresses that were under Sony contract. Remember way back in the day when you were an actor or an actress, you signed a contract with a studio. Yo, if I signed with Fox, I can't make Paramount movies.
Yeah, dude, I remember the 30s and 40s.
Right, so that's what it seemed like because Sony had the one of the girls in that movie that she's like making she makes buku bucks, whatever. I don't care. But they said, all right, we fucked up. We're not gonna do that no more. All right, we're gonna get out of the Spider-Man movies.
But to be fair, they did make a third Venom movie and Kraven the Hunter all the same year, and then they acknowledged what's wrong with them.
Yeah, that Venom 3 movie, I don't care what nobody says. I fucking hated that movie.
Oh, you're not the only one.
Shifting from shitty Spider-Man spin-offs to just making adaptations of their already acclaimed and money-printing video games ain't that bad of a move.
No, it's not. And that's why I'm saying, like, they learned their lesson. They said, we can't do it, so let's fuck around and let's do this. But here's the facts. Hey, I got my words confused. Here's the facts, Sony. Your track record isn't all that smooth, if I shall say so myself. I mean, we talked about Uncharted. Here we go again. Uncharted was, not for nothing, Uncharted had everything it needed to succeed. The problem was, and I take nothing away from my man because that's my Spider-Man, the problem was casting Tom Holland.
Well,
Nathan Drake.
and also not casting Bruce Campbell as what's his fuck.
As Sully. Agreed.
Yeah,
1,000%.
because, bruh, it was right there. It was right there.
I agree 1,000%. But wasn't this supposed to be a TV show at first?
The Uncharted?
No, Horizon.
Yeah, I think we did a podcast a couple of years ago about it.
Years ago. It was maybe last year.
Yeah, but that was like 300 years for me. Listen, my goatee, I didn't realize how long it was.
Shut up.
Yeah, man.
Shut up. Shut up. You can do that on your stream, but this one, stay focused, all right?
I'm focused.
All
No,
right.
I genuinely think it was originally supposed to be a TV series because that's what it was announced to be. But the fact that it's being a movie, I don't know, man. Like, here's the problem with Horizon Zero Dawn versus let's use Lara Croft.
Mm-hmm.
Lara Croft is iconic. Why? Because she's been around. She's familiar. Not only
She was
with
played
the
by
game,
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie in the films, and then there was a reboot, which I still attest that reboot remake isn't the worst shit that ever happened. The movie. It's not that bad.
Really good.
It's not that bad, but she's iconic. You see a female in them booty shorts and 2 pistols and a ponytail, Lara Croft. Every time. Whereas Horizon Zero Dawn, the original game came out in what, 2015, 2016?
17, I believe.
17. There's not enough time. And that being said, oh God, I just saw it. I'm sorry. That's my bad popping up on the screen. More like Horizon Zero Fun. I haven't played the games yet.
Yeah, I haven't played, so I can't comment on that. But they look like cool games.
Yeah.
Hold up, Game. Have you played Horizon Zero Dawn? Game's taking the toke.
Yo, you and me are the only ones that own PS5s, and I have this, the PS4 version, physically. And I've played about 30 minutes of it. I just don't. I gotta play it more.
All right.
I gotta take the time.
What?
I just don't get it.
You know what? I'm right there with you. Right there with you because when I got it, right, I played about that much, about 30 to 45 minutes. I don't even think I cracked an hour the first time I played it, and I put it down. And then it was like 3 years later that I picked it up and played it. But when I played it, and when you get into it, and when you get to crafting those fucking things to take down those big ass dinosaurs, robot dinosaurs, bro, it opens up a whole nother level of fun times.
You know, I have this game on my PS4. Like, I have a physical copy of this game. I have not played it.
Yeah, that's inherently the problem. Like I was alluding to. Horizon Zero Dawn not enough time has passed for it to become iconic. The Last of Us is iconic because it reinvented storytelling and zombies, whether or not for the better with The Last of Us Part 2 is debatable, but the first game is a good fucking game on the PS3 and PS4 remaster, not the remake. Whereas this game, I just don't. Robot dinosaurs in a post-apocalyptic world. It's not that I've seen it before. It's just, I don't care. I would rather have Dino Crisis.
Now, I'm going to push back again here.
Yeah.
I will say the story to these games are very good.
Hey, and that's fair.
With video games like that, and that's the problem with video games because you got to play 16, 17 hours to be like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And along the way, the gameplay mechanics is what's making you keep going. It's fun. And again, you might say Dino Crisis, and I ain't mad at you. I would love to see a Dino Crisis movie. I really, really would. Okay? But the mechanics of this game, when you're taking down these robot animals, it's so much fucking fun. And then there's also the human element because you do have to you do run into tribes that you gotta fucking kill because if not, they'll kill you. There's a lot to it. It's fucking dope. But the story, I understand why they want to make this into a movie. But, and this is where I gotta push back in this regard. I knew nothing about Fallout. You knew a lot about Fallout, right?
That's fair.
The Fallout show came out, and I was like, this shit was dope. I didn't know nothing about it, right? And you had your feelings, but at the end of the day, I think we both agreed it was really good.
Oh, yeah.
It turned out to be fantastic. Horizon would benefit from being a show more so than being a movie, you know?
Hey, and that's fair.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie before. I shit you not. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, I did too. It was called After Earth. Oh no! No! Why are you like this?
Oh no, not that movie,
I
please.
threw out After Earth with M. Night Shyamalan. You threw out Monster Hunter.
I've seen this video game adaptation movie before. And let's be for real here. You don't think Mila Jovovich is going to play Ayla? She will absolutely play a... Listen!
No.
Not like this. Yes, Spider-Man, thank you.
I'm just saying. I don't like it. I'm just saying. I've seen the Horizon Zero Dawn movie, and this is what I'm afraid of. It's going to turn into Monster Hunter. That's all I'm saying. It will turn into Monster Hunter, and I don't want that. I really don't. You know what I want? I'll show you what I want. I'll show you what I want. I want this. Oh, not that one. Whoops.
Monster
I
Hunter.
want this. I want the Thunderjaw, and I want to see Aloy blowing up the Thunderjaw. Like, there's nothing more satisfying in the game when you get towards the end. I mean, you could kill a couple of Thunderjaws when you get a better, when you get better ammunition and stuff. But then there's those certain different versions, like the alpha versions of these things, right? When you get to take those down, it's so much fun. It's gratifying. At the end, it's satisfying. I would love to see how that translates to screen. But I'm afraid because, again, like I posted, I've seen Monster Hunter. I didn't pay for it, so you know, that was ARG matey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sailing the Seven Seas.
Hope
I
to God.
refuse. That movie's terrible. But that's what I'm worried about because Uncharted was bad, like really bad. And I mean, it's hit or miss with Resident Evil, in my opinion. It's hit or miss with Resident Evil, in my opinion. The first movie I went into, and I read an article where it said, this ain't the game, this is what happens that leads up to the game. Okay, it's a prequel. God. I'll fall back. But I did like the second movie.
Well, the second movie was fun. Whereas, like, Horizon Zero Dawn, I keep coming back to.
You haven't played it.
Well, it's not that. In
is?
terms of sales, it's not even Sony's the highest grossing video game.
Which is one of those things that drove me crazy when they remade it this year or last year.
Well, yeah, and no one asked for it
No one.
because I watched the channels that did the technical analysis, and they're like, yeah, there's no difference. Just put in your PS4 copy. Like, it's just, well, it's one of those things, like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not against it. I'm not. I will never sit here and say I'm against something like this. I'm all for it. But why should I care?
Well, let's get other people's opinions on this.
Yeah.
I think me and you done ran the gamut here. Rob, what do you think about Aloy going to Hollywood?
Well, I really don't have any experience with this series, but everything that I've seen of it and from it, it looks like it could be interesting. I mean, giant mechanical beings and taking them down, bow and arrow, whole 9 yards. I'm not against it, but at the same time, I don't know if I'd be rushing out to go see it either because, like JR's been pointing out, this shit's not even a decade old. It's almost a decade old, I guess. But if it was on Xbox, then maybe, but even then, it's like, it looks like a cool game. It sounds like a cool story. It's got cool Zoid-looking motherfuckers as fucking enemies. That's cool. I don't know anything about it. So, how are you going to hook people like me in? Show me. And then I can give a proper answer.
Yeah, they definitely got to do something with the trailer. And again, as someone who's played this game, I played both games now. I played Horizon Zero Dawn 3 times. and the expansions, the Frozen Wilds. I played that twice, and then I played
Forbidden West
twice. I played it once on the PlayStation 4, and then when I got my PS5, I played it again. Because then I played because the DLC was only coming to PS5, and that's the picture you see here, the Burning Shores or whatever it's called. They didn't do it for PS4; it was only PS5. I was like, well, then I'm not gonna play it. But then Spider-Man 2 was only PS5. I bought it. That's the situation, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But again, it's the story that's dope. It is the story that's dope. But the problem is, hang on as I do this. What's sad is Lance Riddick plays an important part of this game. A huge part, and he's gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he plays a really good part in the game. Like his character helps Aloy on her journey, but at the same time is doing it for his own reasons, right? Like it's so good. The story's good. The story is really good. The hook is what happened to humanity to get us here? What was the folly of man that brought society to this? And that, I think they excel in terms of storytelling. That is where I'm afraid, because it's all there. It really is all there. Unfortunately, in a video game, you can do that and make a great game, whether you play it or not, with the story. This game has everything. But to condense it into a 2-hour movie, you're going to get Uncharted.
Yeah.
But if you did the TV show like fucking Fallout, then there's a chance to let this thing breathe. Gam, what do you think?
I don't know, man. Like, I haven't really played the games, but the premise is cool, certainly. I'm sorry, I got nothing when it comes to Horizon. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, you don't have to apologize. I'm just like, it is a good game, man. It's a dope game. Honest to God, it is one of those AAA titles that Sony knocked it out the park with. And I would hope that if you have the system, play the game. It is that good. Like I said, JR, I was with you. I'm in the same camp. I started to play it. I couldn't get through it. And then when I went back and play it, I was like, damn, this shit is dope.
But inherently, that's my critique of the concept or notion of making it into a TV series. It's just like, why? I like the concept. It's all there. In the same vein as like The Last of Us is all there, but isn't it just the experience of playing as this character, the character's growing, getting to interact with the environment, whereas a TV show, it's less. That's why I haven't watched The Last of Us TV show. I haven't.
The first
because
it's right there. It's exactly the game. Damn near shot.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from, though. Like, the inherent interactivity that video games brings is lost when translated to TV shows and movies, and you just get a viewing experience.
Because your perspective of the character and the story is lost because a show, for instance, I'll use Fallout as an example, wants you to feel a certain way. Whereas the Fallout show is completely disconnected from the overall Fallout series in terms of story. It's its own story. But in a game, you get to do different things. If I was to connect, for instance, the Fallout show with like Fallout 3, instead of going this way, I fucking go that way and destroy an entire town with a nuclear bomb because I'm an asshole. And like with this, you know, I know Sony does the more linear stuff, but like I don't always do that how the game wants me to do it. For instance, when I first played God of War 2018, I was an asshole. I didn't give a fuck about Boy. And the story clearly wanted me to give a fuck about Boy. I didn't give a fuck about Boy. I was like, yo, when do I get the Blades of Chaos? I want to be Kratos now. And then when I got the Blades of Chaos, I gave a shit about the story. Whereas, I don't know. It's just like, you as a person have a different take on what's happening, regardless of what the story's trying to do for you, and that is lost when it's put in a TV show form. For instance, again, The Last of Us. I haven't seen the show. I don't know about the show. I don't care about the show. But in the game, I genuinely gave a shit about Ellie. I did. But I also gave a shit about upgrading my weapons to their max capacity and collecting everything in sight.
Then play the story, because that's what you can do.
Yeah, and that's where it's like the interactivity, your perspective, because you're playing as this character, all of that does change when it's put into a format other than the video game medium, which is probably why the Twisted Metal show sucks, and I still will never watch a second episode of that.
No, I think I did 3 or 4, and I regret it.
That is fucking terrible.
It was really bad.
But yeah, I'm not dogging on this to dog on it. I'm really not. It's just, as an IP, Sony pushes The Last of Us, Horizon, and God of War, which we all love God of War, hard. Like, really, really hard. And I'm sorry, The Last of Us, the first game was great, the second game wasn't. And Season 2's coming this year, and a lot of us fans are like, nah, we know how this ends. Horizon Zero Dawn, a lot of fans are like, what? Why?
Why not?
And then, yeah, and it just goes in that cycle, and I don't know. But
I'm listening to you, and I just don't agree with you.
And that's fair.
Because you haven't played the game. Because you're sitting here saying, I like to blow shit up. If I want to destroy a city in Fallout, I get to do that. But I've also watched you talk about Silent Hill. It's a very linear game. You got to go from point A to point B to point C. So your argument for not playing this game is null and void. Behind that, you played a God of War. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, while I get the whole Fallout, this game was never meant to be like a Fallout thing.
Well, I'm just saying,
it's not a choose your adventure book. It's a fucking linear game. It's a Sony game.
It's the adaptation of linear games in general where things can get lost.
So I have a question, because all of this plus the other movie we talked about with Helldivers and all that, this brings a question to my mind, especially with the hindsight of the massive success of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Plug. Go watch that movie. Do you think video games are going to be the next big thing after superheroes? Because superheroes seem to be winding down.
No, it will never happen.
Not with DC actually starting to do good.
It'll never happen. Every 10 years or so, they will reinvent themselves, whereas video games can never get a grasp on making a great video game adaptation. And I'm trying to think, because I'm pretty sure there was one where I was like, oh, there it is, but I don't want to use Mortal Kombat 1993 or 4, whenever it came out, 5.
Well, I mean, I can sit here and say, for instance, like the first Silent Hill movie, even though there was like different casting choices, aesthetic choices, it was a somewhat faithful adaptation of the game.
The problem with that though was Silent Hill wasn't in the zeitgeist like a Resident Evil. You know what I mean?
Well,
but I'm mostly talking about like the more modern outings, like the Super Mario Bros. Movies or the Sonic the Hedgehog movies or Detective Pikachu.
All right, so like with Mario, for instance, that makes sense because it was animated, and look what it made, like fucking some odd $1 billion.
But it also did its own thing with source material. It didn't follow any structure. It was just a Super Mario Brothers movie.
It was a Nintendo movie.
Yeah, and that's fine. I actually will respect it for that because it did its own thing. It didn't follow any fucking story. It's just like, we're a Super Mario Brothers movie, just like the 1990s was.
Yeah, you see, I don't think video game adaptations are going to be the next big thing. I think they're going to be the next major presence, though.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to start being, well, for one thing, more and more like present. But for another, I mean, you can't sit there and tell me that nobody's in Hollywood, that nobody's not paying attention to the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog as a franchise is now $1 billion franchise 3 movies in.
Yep,
where the original movie was dead in the water. From the minute the first trailer came out, everybody said, oh, this is going to flop hard. People are paying attention. Nintendo, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I know they're doing a live-action Zelda movie. Don't know how I feel about that.
Me neither.
But the way I see it is, I mean, superheroes, it's not fatigue right now. The only fatigue there is just the middling quality that a lot of the movies come out to be. And if Superman does what we all hope it does, superhero movies can be right back on top in an instant. That's the thing.
I mean, you ain't lying, because fucking Captain America, New World Order, or whatever it's called, that could be a massive hit. And then everybody's like, oh my God, Marvel's back. And then here we go. Everything else falls by the wayside when it comes to other genre movies.
But
could very well be.
But instead of picking, and this is just my thing, instead of picking a game like Horizon Zero Dawn to make a TV series out of, why not go with something a little less risky? Because Sony has a plethora of IPs. Why not?
Saying TV show. It's going to be a movie.
Well, movie, TV show, regardless.
I'm honestly surprised it wasn't an Astrobot movie.
Yeah, like go with something a little more. I wouldn't say obscure, but a little less risky, because
I'd go for a Jack and Daxter movie because we had a Ratchet and Clank movie.
Exactly, and that's my whole thing is like Horizon, meh. Final Fantasy, yeah. Let's do that. Something other than, which I know Square Enix isn't owned, well, for now, by Sony, but something a little less risky instead of your, one of your top 5 fucking IPs.
Does anybody remember that? Does anybody remember that teaser for that Sly Cooper movie that never got made?
Yep.
I do. Yeah.
Oh God.
Good times.
Come out with that. See, and that's where I think Sony could win in an instance like that. It's an animated movie. It's a recognizable IP that's been dead for whatever, so you get the people like all of us on board. And then you could do something fun with it, and it's recognizable. You could make the animation recognizable for something like the Super Mario Brothers movie, where it's like, oh, it's Sly Cooper. Oh, it's from Sony. The animation's familiar. You get the parents who don't play this stuff very often in, or maybe I don't know, Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the fucking Dragon. Like, see,
I would definitely say Crash or Spyro would be a safer bet, because Jack and Daxter haven't been in like the public eye for decades.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, I mean, we got that movie, we got that game, and then it dropped off the face of the earth.
But there's something there that we inherently, like, Sony could do other than just shilling out one of their top 5 IPs prematurely. Look, The Last of Us Season 1 did good.
And it was,
but the Uncharted movie flopped.
Yeah.
And the Twisted Metal, which isn't in their top 5 IPs, didn't do good. Okay. Sony, calm down. You don't have to do Horizon. You can You could do something else. What about
they're hungry for a franchise they could do bi-yearly, even tri-yearly.
Yeah,
that's what they're looking to do.
It's called Nightmare Creatures. Look, Nightmare Creatures, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I have it for the original PlayStation. It is Bloodborne before Bloodborne.
Nightmare Creatures?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a fucking 360? I mean, not 360, a Nintendo game too?
I think it was ported, but it first originally came out on the PlayStation 1. It's one of those games where it's like Sony owns the IP. There you go. It's an old Victorian style, whatever the fuck, Souls-like combat, but for the PlayStation 1. You could do something with that, but Horizon? One of your top 5 IPs?
Yeah, but Horizon is in the public eye. People know what it is.
And I understand that, but so is The Last of Us. And again, I keep reiterating this. Season 2 is about to come out, and we all know how the second game went. And Uncharted the movie, we all know how that went. Stop. Go back to a back catalog of your IPs. Don't do your big ones, because your big ones so far, you're like 50-50.
I don't know.
And odds are when season 2 comes out, because again, not all the people that watch the show played the game.
I don't
know what they're in store for, Golf Club.
I don't know.
All right, picture this right now. Yearly release, every Halloween, medieval movies. Medieval, with like what the heck was his name? Sir something.
Oh, with the I know you're talking about that. He had like the goblins around him.
Yeah, he's like the Sir Daniel Fortescue is the main character's name. He's like a skeleton guy, knight.
I'm gonna say what I kept saying. It's gonna flounder. Sony is looking at what's popular. Sony is looking at what is currently out there right now that is being talked about.
Well, then I guess that this leads to no other route than a God of War movie. Give us a God of War movie.
But
now you say God of War movie. Motherfucker.
That's where I'm like,
all routes lead to Kratos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that the Horizon Zero Dawn thing makes the most sense right now, only because again, I'm the only one to play it. Man, just go look at a synopsis. Go watch a 25-minute video of the story. The story is there, it's dope, and I get where JR is coming from when you say shit like, The Last of Us Season 2 because it's based off the second game. I haven't played the second game, but all I will say is that first episode really captured the prologue of that game. Like, it captured it to a fucking T. I was like, this is amazing. Uncharted is the one that I keep going back to where I'm like, see, because there was something there. There was something there. It could have been the cast, and it could have been the fact that they were trying to shoehorn in a bunch of set pieces from all 3 Uncharted games where don't do that. That's not here yet. Don't do that. That kind of drives you crazy as a fan. If you'd have focused on the individual stories and made it more personal, then yeah, that's something, in my opinion, you can do with Horizon. If they don't fuck up and blunder it. Now, all that aside, let's Alo is one thing, right? Like, she literally is one thing.
Yeah.
Who is going to play Aloy, I should say? Here's my pick.
Monster Hunter?
Yes, Monster Hunter.
The dragon?
Mila Jovovich is going to play Aloy. That's
no.
My vote is that one gal that's in all the Resident Evil movies.
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Christ almighty.
I'm gonna say it. The girl from Dungeons and Dragons and Stephen King's It movies.
Oh yeah, that's one. I like the girl from.
That's on point. That's literally on point.
I like the girl from
Blanchett?
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Or not Stranger Things. I'm sorry.
I know you talk about the girl from It and the Dungeons and Dragon. That's a great fucking cast. That is.
Yeah, it's on point.
But I like the girl from Stranger Things. You know,
Max from Stranger. Yeah.
Running up the hill. I like that.
I hate that song.
Man, listen, that shit is dope. That's a banger. I wish I would have known that shit in the 80s. Rob, what about you? Who do you think? Mila Jovovich?
No, not Mila Jovovich. But then again, I really don't have a pick either because
You never play the game.
I never played the game, and I look at Aloy, whatever her name is,
Aloy.
and I just can't put a face, like a celebrity face to her. Which is why this movie should be animated, not live action, but whatever.
Oh my god, if it's animated, then all bets are off because then you can do what you want to do.
Listen, I watched one of the best animated movies of all time this week.
Is it
Monkey
called Flow and stars a cat?
No, it was called Flashpoint Paradox, and I cried by the end. I fucking cried.
It is one of the best animated movies ever.
So fucking good.
It was me, Barry. I pissed on your mother.
That's fucked up. I swear to God. I am showing up to your house with my Thomas Wayne Batman figure. And he's got the guns too. He's got the fucking guns.
No, you gotta be like, swear to him.
Swear to me.
He's not wearing hockey pads, ladies and gentlemen.
He's really not, and he is an asshole. I love it, and a drunk.
He's talking about me. It's all right, no doubt. It's all good. It's all good. Well, listen, I think that'll do it because I've got no more pictures. None. Zero. I've run out of topics. This was the last one. But I do want to thank all of y'all for being on here. So, starting with you, Gams. Thank you for joining G-Show to the Future.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This new format's pretty fun. I like it.
It's pretty fun if I could wrap my head around it and get it together. Good God Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
JR, I want to thank you for hijacking the show.
Listen, we have fun. You're gonna hijack my show in May, so why does it fucking matter?
Fuck, that is kind of true.
Yeah, I know how May's gonna go. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have to be sober. Oh no.
It's gonna be great. It is gonna be great. Shin Rob, thank you, my brother, for putting me onto this and getting us here.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime. I'm glad we gave it a shot. I'm glad we stuck with it, and I'm glad we didn't give up after 48 hours.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody who joined us tonight. I want to say that I did not press a button. Could you imagine if I never pressed the fucking button?
Thank you, Spider-Man in particular, for interacting with us.
Oh, Spider-Man is always here. Spider-Man. He does everything.
Peter still can.
Yeah, that's right. But he's not the Batman, because we already know how that ends.
Now he's after you.
Watch out! Here comes a Spider-Man!
That's Monster Hunter.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on G-Show to the Future. I am G1, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye.